Hey guys, no doubt you've been working hard on your Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, insert online dating profile here for quite some time. And one of the difficult things is you often don't know how your profile's really ultimately supposed to look, right? Because no one really tells you this is what a profile looks like that gets results. Now, sure, you can go ahead and do a Google search, but what you often find is examples of this is the perfect Tinder profile. Or here are the 5 best Tinder profiles of men in the whole of the United States. And too often those profiles can feel a little bit unobtainable. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you some examples of real world Tinder profiles that I've gotten from my Tinder community of guys that I know are getting good results. Not perfect, but good results. So you can see roughly what level you need to get your Tinder profile to start getting the results that you want. So before I get stuck into the profiles, I'll just let you know how I set this up. I actually called out to a few guys in my Tinder Facebook group, guys that I know are getting some decent results, and I said to them, hey, would you mind sharing your profiles with me so that I can, do a video review of them for you for free. So I'm going to review these as well. And also so guys can see what kind of profiles are getting what kind of results. So before I share these with you, I want to let you know none of these are perfect. I don't think there is a perfect Tinder profile. There's always room for improvement in all of these. I'm not saying these are the ideal. I'm saying here are guys' profiles that are getting results. They're real profiles by guys who have worked on them. Guys of different looks ranges. Some of these guys are really attractive. Some of these guys are more average, yet they're getting results on Tinder. So I'm going to share this with you, and you can see a variety of different styles, different types of profiles that, are getting matches and getting swipes. So let's get in and let's have a look. So the first guy I want to look at is Benjamin. So if you have a look at Benjamin's profile here, unfortunately I don't have isolated images for each of his profile pictures, but you can see them well enough here. So looking straight off the bat, the first photo that Ben's got is pretty good. It's a profile shot. It's well taken. It looks professional. That's really great. His second photo is him with a dog. I always love photos with animals. I wouldn't put it second. Ideally for Ben's profile here, if you look at photo number 4, it's another, or maybe photo number 7. They're both really good quality, like good looking, what I call a money shot. I would put one of them second because I usually like to do the 1-2 punch with those money shots. Going on, he's got, if you look at photo number 3, 6, and 7, he's got 3 lots of social shots. You know what? For me, that's too many social photos, really. I'd rather cut them down and fill that space with something else. My favorite of those is number 6, and I'll tell you, number 9, I think is my favorite. Now, the reason I say number 9 is the one to keep, and it's the social shot that's my favorite, is that all of you look pretty happy together. Like, you look the most happy, and I think you all look the best dressed, so it's the most, and it's the highest quality altogether. So that's why all those things together, if you're going to use a social shot, it's going to be a shot where you're all looking happy together. He's also got photos of him with animals. He's got a soccer photo, which is great, showing him playing a sport, doing something active. And what is probably a travel photo of you sitting next to a monument, which is fine. How would I improve this photo? Look, it's pretty great already. How would I improve it? I would add in possibly a couple more, what I call fancy shots. So I'd like to see a shot of you in a suit maybe, you at a nice meal looking fancy, or you at like some sort of more travel shots to show you living show a little bit more about your lifestyle. Situations where a woman would like to picture herself sitting next to you, the kind of thing you'd want to add in here, because you could get rid of some of those social shots and replace them with something more. Otherwise, though, I'd rate this maybe an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. There's, I know Ben's getting some great results with this already. I'm just giving him ways that he can continue to improve. Now, if you have a look at what Ben wrote in his profile, he's written 186 centimeters. Always, if you're over 6 foot, throw your height in there. I'm not. I'm 5'8", so I don't say shit about my height. I don't say anything. I wait for a woman to ask me. If it's important to me, she can ask. Then I'll be honest and I'll tell her, but I'm not going to advertise my short assness of my profile. But if you're over 6 foot, as Ben is, definitely mention it as he has here. He's used flags for his nationality, mentioned that he's a teacher. He's written, great oral skills. I kind of like this because it's a double entendre, and I would be really surprised, Ben, if you're watching this video, go ahead and mention in the comments below. I'd be really surprised if you didn't get some women making double entendre jokes about that from your profile. And if you do, that's great. It means they've picked up on it. Over 30 countries visited. Again, this is really high quality. I like this for proof. Don't say you're rich and make lots of money. Demonstrate that you have an interesting life that you'd like to be a part of. Saved a cat from a burning house. Expert cuddler. play these sports, eat these foods, drink coffee and wine. I can teach you a lot about wines. My weakness is blonde, angel face. Cool. So what would I change about this? Look, ideally it's a little long, but I don't hate it because it's easy to consume. One thing, my weakness is down the bottom. I don't know why, and this is just gut instinct. Doesn't feel great. I think it's good to say what you like. And blonde angel, I don't know why this kind of doesn't trigger me. It's the wrong word. I don't want to, I hate the word triggered. But it fires a red flag off in my head that you may be inadvertently turning women off or making them think you could be racist or making them think. I mean, these things can be red flags. And when women are looking at a lot of guys' profiles, any whiff of something negative can push them into the no category. So I would maybe be a little bit more cautious with that. Or rephrase that slightly, because I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying the type of women you want. Another thing to think about is, do you like brunettes? If you don't like them at all, okay, but if you don't mind matching with some hot brunettes, maybe don't make that a requirement. Anyway, just a thought there, and going on gut instinct, it might be not such a big deal, but it's flagging for me, so it's worth paying some attention to. So yeah, look, Ben does really well, gets lots of matches, gets a good amount of dates. This is a solid profile. Overall, I've given some room for improvement, but basically I like what he's got going on here. So let's go on. Let's have a look at the next one. The next one I'm going to have a look at is Sandrick. Now, Sandrick has worked super hard on his profile. I mean, Sandrick is on Tinder like a lot and has been on for a long time. He's a really high-level contributor on my group as well. As you can see here in his profile, he's got some really high-quality shots. Now, Sandrick changes his profiles a lot. As well. Like, he does so much testing. He's like one of the few people that do, not as much as I do, but he does a lot of testing, constantly swapping out photos, constantly trying things, constantly resetting his profile. So no surprise here that Sandrick has a really good profile overall. Now, it doesn't mean that I think it's perfect. And I know that Sandrick and I disagree in a few things here. We're a bit at odds, but I'm going to give my feedback on this. So what's he got? First of all, he's got the 1-2 punch of those two super high quality modeling shots. You can see that he's well dressed, he's looking really sharp. I mean, he's got the whole male model thing going on these photos. Yeah, Sandrick's a good looking guy. I also put him up because I know so many guys say, look, YouTube, online dating is useless if you're not white. So I definitely want to include Sandrick because Sandrick kills it. Unfortunately, he's killed it too much in his local city. And in other words, he's just burned out his local city. But anytime he makes it any other city, he absolutely kills it still. So the race is not playing against him here. He's got a situational shot, photo number 3. Now with photo number 3 here, I will say this. To me, this is not adding a lot. It's a filler photo, and I think you could put something else there. What that something else will be, I'll get back to in a second as I go through and sort of talk about the rest of the photos. Photo 4 is fantastic. It's a really great quality sports shot showing him doing something interesting, a great lifestyle, going to the snow, something we want to do. Photo number 5 is one of the points of contention, I think, between Sandrick and myself. It can demonstrate value because he's on a nice big yacht there. He's showing off his good body. I don't know how, I'd love to do more testing with this photo because it can also be a red flag. This guy loves himself, he's trying to show off, yada, yada, yada. But on the other side, it's showing a cool lifestyle. So Sandrick's using it, and as I said, is getting good results, so it's obviously not too big a turnoff. So he's got that in there as a lifestyle shot as well. Most women would love to be on that yacht with him. No surprises. Photo number 6 is Sandrick's social photo. I like it. I like it, but I don't love it. I'll tell you a couple of things that I'm iffy about with this photo. One, it's a woman. And if you're using a social photo of yourself in Tinder, of you with a woman next to you, it's really easy for her to come across as your ex or your current girlfriend, that you're just kind of sneaking that photo in there. Women can frequently cite that as a turnoff of guys with a girl with them alone. If you're going to use a social shot, I'd rather it was you with a group that's mixed, some girls, some guys, and everyone looks happy. So I'm not 100% pleased with it. It doesn't necessarily look like his girlfriend, so, it's okay. But it doesn't look like she's happy and laughing and having a good time. And if you're going to use a social photo for social proof in your Tinder, try to use one where everyone's laughing or super happy together. Because the happier everyone looks together with you, that's the high-level social proof, right? Not just here is myself with random strangers who are tolerating my presence, right? It's like, here's a group of people, we're all laughing together and having a great time. I'd like to see that. And I'd like to see that especially in Sandrick's profile because he's coming off so super polished. as you can probably see here. Like, all these photos are super high quality. There's nothing that's like more regular and general and day-to-day. And that, for a lot of women, is going to make him feel fake or image obsessed, right? And there are some women will be okay with it, but a lot of women are going to be like, oh, I don't want a guy who's higher maintenance than I am. A lot of women give that feedback about guys when their profiles seem too perfect. And it's one of the things I learned for myself as well, because I got a lot of great, really high quality photos from like running a company for 10 years. And, just I'm a photographer, so I got a lot of photographer friends. And so I got a lot of great photos of myself, but I learned that to soften up my image and bring in some photos that are far less professional looking can really improve your matches and not hurt your match rates on Tinder. So for guys like Sandrick who have a lot of really great photos, I find that helps a lot. Photo 7 is Sandrick with a dog. Yep, good photo, nice photo. I'd rather the dog was jumping around, laughing and playing on him, but as far as a dog shot, that's fine. I always like the animal shots, always builds your points and does help to soften up your profile, which is why I'm glad Sandrick has it here. And photo number 8, I mean, look, mate, that's a great photo of you. All these photos really are great photos of you. You got no shortage of photos. So that's good. I mean, look, overall, it's a good profile and you will get results. I can think of ways you can improve it. That I think you can improve it anyway. I'd like to soften it up a bit, but no surprises here that Sandrick's getting a ton of results. Now, those of you watching are probably thinking, of course he is. He's a really good-looking guy with a great body, great. I mean, good for you, Sandrick. He's getting good results, and so he should. So let's go on from Sandrick's profile, and we'll go into Denzel. Now, caveat, Denzel is one of my coaches. He works for me. He's worked for me for many, many years now. Denzel's strength is cold approaching the street, out in a club. I mean, Denzel is never like short of having women on his arms. I've been out to events with him and we've had an absolute blast together. So Denzel is an approaching coach. He's not a Tinder coach, but he uses his Tinder profile for fun, right? And so Denzel's focus has always been on quality, not quantity. So he's looking for exactly the right kind of girls. And that's going to show up in his profile when I show you in a minute. All right. There are definitely things I want to improve about his profile, but I know for a fact that Denzel gets some really great, not just matches and dates. I know Denzel's getting laid really well off of Tinder. Hopefully that doesn't hurt his chances to any women watching this in Sydney, but let's go ahead and have a look now. So this is Denzel's first photo. And now you'll notice that he's got the catch of the week banner over the top. It is a pattern interrupt, and it's been working really well for him. I'm actually surprised that Tinder hasn't taken that down, because Tinder can be a little touchy about using their logos anywhere, but evidently Tinder hasn't minded. And it's done really well for him, having that pattern interrupt there with the catch of the week on there. And that main photo, the only thing for me with this main photo, I will say it's a little low quality for my liking. But it is a good shot. It's a flattering shot. I reckon there are more attractive shots of you, mate, because I know you and I know that you can get more attractive shots. In fact, I think you've got some in here that are more attractive, so I think would be worth trying to swap them out. Leave that catch of the week if it's working for you and try swapping other ones out. Going on, Denzel's got, now as his second photo, he's got this one here of him with the devil horns and the red eyes. Just a filter is put over the top. I think that's a fun photo to have in here. What I would do is I wouldn't put it as your second photo, because I want to have your second photo as something that, the 1-2 punch is I'm a huge fan of. And this is more the fun photo, kind of saying something about you, like I'm a bit naughty, I'm a bit bad, which is fine. I wouldn't put it as your second one though. Third photo, mate, the man in the airline suit. Women will absolutely love this. Like, I know I've used this in my own profile. When I go to Halloween, I always dress up as servicemen of some sort, and women just go nuts for it. So you in this airline costume, like, women are going to absolutely love it. Plus, you've got a little bit of the porn star to you in this photo. I would definitely suggest trying this out as your first photo. Now, this is a selfie, and usually selfies are a massive no-no on Tinder and any online dating profile for guys. But this is such a great shot. It hits so many trigger points, positive points, like attraction, hot points for women, that I honestly think you should really trial moving this up the rank, up the cab, maybe even make it your first photo. I think just women are just going to absolutely lose their minds over this photo, especially given that this is a profile that you're all going to discover soon. This is a profile that's designed to get women who are eager to go now rather than to, try to get relationships and all that kind of thing. It's any woman who's looking for now is going to look for just going to be, love this shot. So yeah, I reckon move this up in the rank, even though it's a selfie. And guys, I don't like selfies, but as this demonstrates, there are exceptions to every single rule in online dating. So sometimes there's a reason why I think, even though it's a selfie, don't get rid of it. In fact, maybe even consider making it your first photo. There's always exceptions. And so that's where there's no absolute hard and fast rules for online dating if you know what you're doing. And if you don't, if you don't really know, if you're not 100% sure, don't use selfies. That's the general rule to use. Going on, he's got Denny on a bike, which is great because up till now it's kind of been more high quality shots, portrait images of himself. We want to show Denny being a real guy, which he's done. Him doing the dirt bike riding, which is good. I love that being in there. Next, we've got Denny out with a mate. He's got a dog in the background. It's kind of him trying to sneak in a shot of him with an animal. You know what, mate? Now, I know that Denny's got other shots. So Denny has a photo of himself with a little lamb that he uses as his Skype photo, right? And he's nursing the little lamb. And I reckon use that, mate. Like, that will absolutely make women lose their minds. It's super cute. It's a big juxtaposition against, you know, the other hot shots of you, and it will really soften up. I think it'll hit more points and get more women interested in matching with you. So I reckon throw that one in there. Even though it's a really soft photo, I think women are going to dig it. But this is a good photo. It's a nice social shot, you out with a mate. And lastly is your real social shot, which I do like. I wish it wasn't portrait. I wish it was landscape. Wait up. Yeah, I wish it wasn't landscape. I wish it was portrait. But nonetheless, it is you with a bunch of friends smiling like mofos, having a really great time, which is exactly the kind of thing that I want to see in a social shot on your photo, on your Tinder. So yeah, I'd bring in a different animal shot to supplement that. That other one, that fourth one that you've got up there, and I reckon that's going to perform heaps better. So overall, looking at your photos, I'd say that's kind of it's an 8 out of 10. It's a good photo. It's a good profile. Definitely, if you change that order a little bit and throw in a really cute animal photo, I think that'll give you that bit more of an edge. So let's have a look at what Denny's written in his profile. This is really different to what I would recommend to guys, but I know it works for him. I won't boss you around unless you're naked. Swipe right if you think you've got a cute ass. I absolutely love that. I think it's dangerous as all hell, but it's a great profile. Then he says 6 foot, and he mentions his nationality background. This is a profile description it's going to get matches. It's going to focus only on women who are open to casual, right? Open to really quick sex, which is great. And I got to say, if Denny wanted to get more matches, if he wanted to broaden his search range, he would remove a lot of the sexual innuendo here. But he can do it because he knows he's getting matches, and he also knows that the lower number of matches he does get, he's going to convert. Denny has a really high conversion rate, so he's got a lot of skill with his texting, when he's messaging girls, and he gets a lot of them turned into dates, and a lot of those turned into sex, and he's really good at it. That's why he can get away with having such a direct profile. I wouldn't recommend that for guys who have questionable or are still learning their skills, their texting skills, are still getting a lot of flaking and whatnot. If you do this, you're just going to see your results plummet, and you're just not going to be able to recover. So wait until you've got the skill set to back it up, which Denny does have. Now, lastly, I want to have a look at Alex's profile. Now, Alex's profile is it gets results. It's probably the least high performing of those that I've shown, but I wanted to bring Alex's in because I want to show you that you don't have to have a really highly well curated, put together Tinder profile yet to get results. It's a more day-to-day Tinder profile. There's definitely room for improvement, but it's getting the results. And so, yeah, I want to share it with you so you can see what he's got going on. So this is Alex's first photo. Now, Alex, it's good in the sense that it's a nice portrait shot. It's showing you being chill. It's showing you in a nice environment. It's too dark for my liking. I can't see your eyes, and women need to be able to see your eyes. That's going to help you a lot here to get better results. It's also, I think you can get a more attractive photo of you. It's not an unattractive photo. I'm not dissing it, but I think you can do better for a first shot. Remember, that first photo is the most important photo that you can have on your Tinder. Going on, okay, we got you chilling out by a pool table. It's situational. I don't think this is bad at all. Do I dislike it? Do I like it? I like it. It's okay for a second shot. Let's see what else you've got going on. This is your third photo. I love this. I think you should really be using this as your first photo, if I've got to be honest, I think. Maybe make this your first, and the other one make it your second. Sorry, make this your first and make your current first photo your second, from what I've seen so far is where I'd go with this. Because this is really great. I like it. I think women are going to dig it. It's going to really rope them in. Okay, your next one. Okay, this is this is too similar to your second photo. It's not adding anything new or anything different. I would change this out with something else because it's too much of the same. It's looking too similar here. We need some variation in your profile. And this is your fourth photo. And again, I got to say the same thing. It's like the same clothing again. I can't see your face. What's this adding? It's not like locationally great. It's like a nothing photo. It's not giving anything to you. Now, given the photos that you've got, I know you're getting okay results. You're getting matches. Things are going all right. You can definitely do heaps better, man. And I'm not trying to diss your profile. I can see why you're getting some results, but I would definitely change the order. You need some social shots with some friends. Great if you can get an animal shot in there. Some variety, some more kind of photos where women would like to see themselves next to you is what I'd like to see. So there's definite room for space to improve your match rate considerably, which is nice to see, right? You're doing okay already, but you can definitely do better. What have you written in your profile? Oh, I don't have that. I don't have your profile description. That's fine, mate. Look, from what I've seen from your photos, okay, you can make improvements. So that's Alex. Again, room for improvement. There always is for all the guys. So for those of you watching, I hope you can see that, okay, some of these profiles are more heavily curated than others. Some of these guys are more or less good looking than each other. But the main deal is that there are a variety of ways to get results on Tinder. And I hope that you've seen some inspiration, some things that are like, I like the guy does this, I like this guy does that, I'm going to steal this idea. I hope you can see if your profile isn't performing, what you need to change to try to improve the results that you're getting. As I said, I know all these guys are getting results. I know that they're doing well enough, and that's why I'm decided to review their profiles here. If you're struggling yourself to try to find some good photos for your profile, whether it's Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, or any of the other online dating profiles, I've got a free cheat sheet. So that's a 21-point cheat sheet. You can go ahead and download it. I'll throw the link up here or down in the links below. Basically, it's a whole bunch of rules of thumb that you should be using when choosing the best photos for your online dating profile so that you can get the absolute best results possible. So go ahead and download that. It's free, as I said, so you don't want to miss out. For the rest, have you found this video interesting? Would you like to see more of these? Would you like to see me do more reviews of people's profiles? Let me know. If this is educational, this is of interest, I'm going to do more of them. If not, I won't. So let me know in the comments below. As always, if you've liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the little bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I'm Damien. I hope you have a fantastic week with your online dating, and I'll see you again soon.